So it's a new week, fresh start. I woke up this morning feeling very much motivated. So I've actually been up already for a couple of hours because I had to do some work stuff, like 9 to 5 stuff, meetings and whatnot. But I'm coming up on my lunch break, and I think I'm gonna try to go to the gym on my lunch break because I've been off my routine. Summer has had me very much off my routine, but summer's over. I feel like things are dying down a little bit, and so I want to try to get back on my routine, and there's no better way to do that than on a Monday. Fresh start, new week, so let's get it. So I actually haven't had a chance to do my skincare or anything like that because I wanted to do that with you guys on camera. So let's go ahead and do that, get ready for the gym, and get our day started. Hey y'all, so it is actually the next day. Yesterday you guys saw that we went to the gym. I hadn't been to the gym I think since like June, and it is currently like mid-August. So yeah, that took me out a whole lot more than I expected it to. I ended up just doing 12-3-30 on the treadmill, which if you aren't familiar with that, it's basically 12 incline, which I actually did 10 because I was struggling, 3 speed, and for 30 minutes. So yeah, I did that yesterday, and then when I came home, I was exhausted, so I didn't get anything else done, but that's okay. But today, I figured I would sit down and get ready with you guys because I got an impromptu, out of the blue invite to go to a Braves game tonight, so it's kind of going to be like an impromptu date night for me and my husband. One of my coworkers has tickets, and he ended up not being able to go, so he asked in our like work group chat if anybody was interested, and I was like, absolutely. Going to a Braves game is actually something that has been on my bucket list. I don't know very much about baseball, but I'm here for trying new things. So that, and also an Atlanta United game, soccer, those are two things that I would just like to go and experience, try something new. So cheers to him for helping me check something off on my bucket list. But I actually had one of you guys comment on one of my community posts, and let me see if I can find it real quick, on YouTube, where I was asking what were some videos that you guys wanted to see, and I've mentioned on my Instagram that I have been doing like some traveling and whatnot, and so one of you guys mentioned that you wanted to see like what's in my travel makeup bag, like makeup that I take when I travel. Let me see. So it looks like it was from my girl Taiwan, and hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but you know, me and you like this, we're always talking to each other back and forth in the comments, so shout out to you. But she mentioned that she wanted to see like what fragrance and makeup I took on my trip when I went on vacation. And since then, so I went on a cruise back in June, but I have like traveled I have been traveling throughout the summer, so much so that my makeup bag, I have not unpacked it because I've just been needing to continue taking it. So this is her comment. I was going to insert it, but it'll just be easier for editing Fayshawn later to just show it right here. But this was her comment. So I figured today I would show you guys me getting ready while using these products in my makeup bag, because that will also help me to unpack this bag and put all the stuff away. So we'll be doing two things at one time. But this is my makeup bag. Okay, I got this from Amazon. Absolutely love this bag. It just closes and zips like this, and then it has the handle on the top. Super easy to travel with. It doesn't take up a ton of space, because I've had other like makeup bags that I've traveled with that just take up way too much space. So this is perfect. And then I've been using this bag for my brushes. I don't have any in here right now because I've already unpacked them, but it just opens up like this. You can fit your brushes on the inside, and then it just sits up like, you know, wherever you're traveling or whatever. It just sits on the table, and you can have like a little brush holder for your brushes that is also used for storing your brushes as well. So 2-in-1. So I'll link both of these bags down below if you're looking for an inexpensive, compact traveling situation. Yeah, I did say inexpensive. I was about to say, don't forget the affordable part, because that's important. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get into this makeup, because it's 4:30. The game starts at 7:20. But it was suggested that I get there a little bit earlier because it's at the Battery. If you're familiar with Atlanta, it's at the Braves Stadium, obviously, which is at the Battery. And there's lots of like things to do right around there, restaurants, and apparently there's tailgating and whatnot. So my coworker really hooked us up, because not only do we have tickets, but he also found us a parking pass. So I literally don't have to do anything but show up, and I love that for me. So let's go ahead and get into this makeup, girl. So first things first, on my lips, I did use this from Ole Henriksen. If I can talk. These are new. I believe they came out at some point this year, but these are the Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatments, and I have mine in Strawberry Sorbet. I think there's like 3 or 4 shades, but of course I just went with this pinky toned. It just looks basically like my lips. So I went ahead and put that on. And then for sunscreen, I'm going to use this one from e.l.f. I have been loving this. This is basically a dupe for the Supergoop sunscreen, but honestly, I kind of like this one better. I got this as like a little like free sample situation when I did a recent e.l.f. order, which, by the way, I do plan on doing a full face of like e.l.f. bestsellers, new makeup releases, new releases in general, because I have been purchasing a ton of stuff from e.l.f. lately, and I have a whole bin right here of products that I've purchased, and then also just like all of the e.l.f. stuff that I own that I plan to feature in that video. So, yeah, this is one of the products. So I'm going to put this back in the box to share with you guys in that video. But I have been loving this. This is the Sun Touchable Invisible Sunscreen SPF 35. There's a couple different ones. I think they have like a dewy one and like, you know, some different ones. But this one is the invisible one. So this is what it looks like. Focus. There we go. The invisible sunscreen. So I'll definitely be picking up another one of these once I finish that one out. Or I might end up just getting it sooner than that and just keeping that one on the side for travel. But I like it because, as you can see, it just kind of like smoothed out the skin. I wouldn't necessarily say, I guess it kind of toned down the shine a little bit, but it's beautiful both for like when I'm not wearing makeup or to wear underneath my makeup, because it's going to smooth out my face and also like tone the shine down a little bit, like I said. So next up, we're going into our actual primers. And if you know, you know, I am a layering primer girl. So I usually go back and forth between these two. So this one is really great for like if you're going to be sweating a lot and you need something to basically secure your makeup. Like if you're going to be having like, this is waterproof basically. If you're going to be having a lot of moisture on your face, if you're going to be out, you know, in the heat and you're going to be sweating, this is really great for that. I took this on my, when I went on my cruise. And then this one, as you can see, I've been getting a lot of really good use out of. This is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. This is a mattifying, it says mattifying and priming face serum. I love this because it's basically a water to powder situation. So you just press on the back of it right here and it dispenses onto your face. And when it dries down kind of like a powder, which is perfect for me because I have super oily skin. If you're not new to my channel, you already know these things. But and I also like it because not only does it mattify my face, but it plays well with other primers. So just apply that all over the skin and rub it in. And then on top of that, I recently saw Danessa Myricks actually use the universal shade and like a tinted of these Yummy Skin blurring, what are these called? Blurring Balm powders. If you know, you know, I love these. This is like my 4th one of this, and I will be re-upping because I've already hit pan on this one as well. But I always thought of these as like one or the other. Like you either use the universal one or you use the tinted one, but I saw her actually use both, so I've been doing that since I have this little travel size one. But I also have the full size one, which is what I'm going to use today because I try to reserve my travel size products for when I travel. So I'm just going to go in with the 2 of these. So like I said, I have universal, and then I also have the shade number 7. So first I'm going to go in with universal, and I'm just going to use my nail to just scrape. It comes with a little spatula, but I can't be bothered with the spatula. And then I'm just going to rub it in between my fingers. And then I like to start in the middle of my face, like basically my T-zone area, because that's the area that typically gets the most oily. So I'm going to start there and then basically blend and work it out. And if you have this product, you know, as you rub it in, it kind of just, you can feel it transforming from the balm to like a powder finish. So when I feel that transition kind of happening, I'll just kind of pat it in, like rub less, pat more. So that's going to give me an additional layer of just keeping me nice and matte. And then just on this area, because I do have, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you can kind of see, I do have large pores. So I'm going to go in with this from Smashbox. This is the OG Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer, which is another product that I have been loving lately. If you know, you know. I also love the Cali Ray Blurring Primer. But I used that one up earlier this year, like a couple months ago. And even though they were kind enough to send me another one to re-up, so I have a backup, I wanted to kind of try out some other things that I had in my collection and just work through some other products. So I pulled this one out and I have been really enjoying it. So now we can go ahead and move on to the face. So typically when I travel, I kind of bounce back and forth between 2 foundations. Well, a foundation and a skin tint. If I want something that is like a little bit more full coverage, then I have been loving this foundation from KVD Beauty. This is their Good Apple Full Coverage Serum Foundation. I have mine in Tan 74. Or the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin skin tint, which I have in the shade number 11. So today I'm going to use this in conjunction with this right here. And I decided to go this route because a couple videos back I posted my like super long wearing sweat proof like go-to summer base routine, and in that video it was like my full coverage routine, like I said, and I asked you guys if you would like to see like a more lightweight version of that. And a lot of you guys said yes, so that's also what I'm going to show you guys in today's video since, you know, it's summertime, it's still hot, we're transitioning to fall, but it's still, at least if you're down here in the South, very much hot weather. Also, I've been getting a ton of questions about this brush that I use. Focus on the brush. There we go. That I use for my foundation. It's kind of dirty right now, so don't judge. But this is from Morphe, and this is the E63. I'll try to remember to link it for you guys down below. But I've gotten several comments with you guys asking, like when I show this brush in, you know, my makeup tutorials or shorts or whatever, what brush this is. and it is the Morphe E63. So I just dip right into this, and as you can see, like I said, I have already hit pan on this one, but I just do swipe, 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 swipe on the face, because again, I am mixing it. I'm going to be mixing it with the Yummy Skin serum, and this has like a little nozzle on the bottom, so I'm just going to add some right on top, like so. And then I'm also going to spray my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter, and my battery is actually about to die. So I'm going to go change it and then I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. And for y'all, it was probably just like a second in editing. I also lifted you guys up just a little bit, so hopefully that's a better angle. But I'm going to take the same brush and just blend this out on the face. And I like this because it's lightweight. And even though it's a skin tint and underneath, of course, is the tinted blurring balm, the two of them together give just enough coverage. And then anywhere that I want extra coverage, which you guys will see in just a second, I'll just go in with a more full coverage concealer in those areas. But this gives like just enough to even out the base while still like being lightweight on the skin, especially with as hot as it's been. Luckily, it's not as hot today, but girl, this heat has been on a whole other level. So definitely want to keep it light on the skin, but also we don't want it slipping and sliding. Like, we want it to last on the face as well. So these two together I found work really well for those days when I want something super lightweight. Okay, so foundation is blended out. The next thing that I always bring with me when I travel regardless are these concealers. These are the Too Faced Born This Way Multi Sculpting Concealers. And when I went on my cruise, I took 3 different shades so that I had options, because obviously in the summer, if you're in the pool and you're just out and about, you're gonna be tanning. So it's always good to bring a couple different shades of concealer so that if for some reason your foundation isn't matching anymore, or whatever the case may be, you're covered with a couple different shades. And it's easier for me to do that with concealers than it is to like try to bring multiple different foundations. Another thing I like to do for that is to bring a cream bronzer. So I'm not going to use this today, but this was the cream bronzer that I brought, this LYS cream bronzer stick. I have mine in the shade Courage. So like as I was tanning and like getting darker and stuff from being out, I would kind of transition and use less of my skin tint or whatever foundation it was that I brought, and just go in with like more bronzer to try to balance out, you know, the tan that I was getting. Like I said, I'm not going to use this today, but that was something else that I always have on deck. Like between the 3 of these and whatever complexion product I bring with me, I'm usually able to, you know, balance out if I end up tanning and whatnot while I'm traveling or out on vacation. So, but today I'm going to go in with the shade Mocha, and I'm going to use this to just touch up areas that need a little bit more coverage, which you guys know usually is going to be on my cheeks. They've actually been lightening up a lot because I've been using the Elemis, what do you call them? The Elemis resurfacing pads, which are like amazing. That's probably one of the few, well, I won't say one of the few, but it's definitely a skincare product that I have been using specifically for lightening my dark spots, where I have actually seen a difference in my skin. It is a little expensive, but I will buy them over and over and over again because I feel like they actually work. And I'm on my 2nd container right now, and I already have a backup, so yeah, definitely recommend. But I'm going to go in with a brush. This one is the Morphe M344. It's just like an angled little fluffy kabuki brush. And I'm going to use that to blend out the concealer. And I'm not really applying too much pressure or like moving it around too much, because the whole point of that concealer was to give me a little bit of extra coverage. So if I blend it out too much, then I'm basically just picking up the product and moving it around when I really want it to kind of stay in place. So I'm also going to take the same, actually, I'm going to use Butterscotch, which is another one of these concealers. And I'm going to do a little bit of this one under my eye because it has a slightly orange tone, which will be good for color correcting. But the star of the show for underneath my eyes is this, and I've mentioned this to you guys before. This is from e.l.f. This is their putty color corrector. This is fire. I have mine in the shade, let me see if I can find the shade, Tan Deep. I was trying to tell you guys the shade for this before and I couldn't find it, but it's really small on the side. So I have Tan Deep in this. This right here, you can see I have been using this a ton. I got a nice little dent in it because it works. I have a lot of color correctors, high-end color correctors. Like I have a ton of different ones, but I've really been enjoying this. I think I also like it because it's a pot, so it's just easy. You just dip your brush in, apply it where you want, and keep it moving. But the peach tone in this is perfect for my complexion, for my under eye. And I like to mix it with the concealer because it just gives a little bit extra coverage, and also makes it look more skin-like, in my opinion. So you can kind of see the difference between this eye and this eye. Like, girl, it is night and day. So I just apply it underneath, blend it up on my eyelid, you know, buff it out, and then do the other eye. But yeah, you guys, you can see the difference. This is so good and very inexpensive, so highly recommend. And then for my actual concealer, still sticking with the same concealer, I'm just gonna go in with Sand. And I've actually also been loving this concealer from Hourglass. I have been having this concealer sitting up here basically since I bought it. And I've been trying to do better about using my like stuff that I buy and not just using the same things over and over and over. So this isn't something that I brought with me on vacation, but it is something that I've been enjoying that I'm going to use today because I just like how beautiful it makes my under eyes look. But this is what it looks like. I've hauled this for you guys in a previous Sephora haul. I have the shade Flax. This is their Vanish Concealer, I think is what it's called. But I'll have everything linked for you guys down below. So this one is just a few shades lighter than my skin tone. So I'm going to go in with this one. This one's also like super full coverage too. And I really just like how it just blurs my like pores. Like it literally just blurs my pores. So I'm going to use that. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of Sand, which is a little bit lighter, and just put that right up here. You can barely tell, but it is just a little bit lighter. So I'm just gonna mix that in, and then I'm gonna blend it out with my beauty sponge. This one is from DSMD Shop. So yeah, well actually first, I'm gonna fan my face a little bit to help it dry down some, so we don't have to wait. Just kind of fan. And then I'm going to go in with my beauty sponge and blend everything out. And also just a tip, if you're ever blending out your concealer and you feel like it's drying down on you too fast, you can just use like a hydrating setting spray like this one that I used earlier to just rehydrate the product while you're blending it out, so that it doesn't, you know, start to look patchy. But yeah, that, between the Too Faced concealer and that Hourglass concealer, it literally just fills in any fine lines, fills in any texture, and it just makes the skin look, like look at my forehead. Yeah, it just makes the skin look so smooth, like a filter. Okay, so next is powder. This is where it all just starts to come together. Normally when I travel, I take this little mini one size powder in the shade Translucent. This is actually a mix of one size and Laura Mercier, the both translucent powders just mixed together in here. But today I'm going to use this powder from Huda Beauty. I don't know why it's kind of dark. Okay, I'm going to use this powder from Huda Beauty because I have just been loving how beautiful this looks with the concealers. This one is in the shade Banana Bread. I actually have 3 shades of this. I have the pink one, this one, and what's the other one? Blondie. But I really like this one for underneath my eyes. And I'm going to use it with this little powder puff that I have from Amazon. Which, if you know, you know. I used to always set underneath my eyes with a beauty sponge. And the girlies that got onto the powder puff game, y'all really knew what you were doing. Because this right here is a game changer. So I'm going to just put a little bit. So another thing I've been doing too is I will set first and then bake. I used to just go straight in and bake. I haven't been doing that anymore. I just like pick up some powder on here, tap it in the cap to like disperse it in the sponge. And then I'm going to blend out underneath my eyes. I can't talk while I'm doing this, so I'm just explaining it. I'm going to blend out underneath my eyes and then set first with powder and then go in and bake. So yeah, I'll just show you. So tap, tap, tap on both sides. Try to hold my face like this so that it doesn't start creasing again. Okay, and then set. Okay. Once I get that powder under my eyes, then I feel like I can relax because I know it's not gonna, the concealer is not gonna settle. And then just double check my forehead, make sure I don't have any fine lines there. You guys know the vibes. Just go all over the face, everywhere we applied concealer, and set everything down. Same thing on the eyelids, since we did put concealer there as well. Okay, and then now that the face is set, I'm gonna go in and just add a little bit of extra powder to bake. And I kind of just focus it on the areas where I have the potential to get the most oily. And then also use it to just reverse contour my nose, which I'm going to add some bronzer on later as well. But to just go ahead and set up for that later. A little bit under here. I'll add more there later. And we're just gonna let this hang out on the face while I do my brows. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll be right back. For my brows, I always basically use the same products, which are these from Benefit. I have the Goof Proof. I don't know if you guys can see. Is it focusing? No, it's not. Is it focused now? Okay, yeah, I think it's focused now. I don't know, child. But the Goof Proof and the Precisely My Brow Pencil, those are the 2 pencils that I'm going to use. I don't know what back here it is just so focused on. I guess these flowers. Girl, listen. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brows, and then I'll be right back. Okay, brows are on. I used the NARS Pot Soft Matte Concealer like on the top of my brows. And then underneath, to shape my brows, I use this MAC Studio Finish Concealer in the shade NC42. This is super old, but listen, this is what it looks like on the inside. I'm going to use it until I finish it. But yeah, these are like my go-to brow sculpting products. And then like I said, I use the Goof Proof to like shape my brow, and then I use Precisely My Brow to like add strokes in the front and just fill in any, you know, areas that need it. Okay, so next I'm going to just dust off this extra powder. I'm actually more so gonna pat it in, like dust and pat it in. Just kind of lightly dust off any excess. Also bring it up under here, just whatever is left on the brush. And then for my face, to set my face, I normally go back and forth between these two powders. The one size turn up the base, I have mine in medium dark 6 GO, which I think is for golden, or the Fenty Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation, and I have this one in the shade 345. This, I'm gonna have to, I don't know why, it is just so stuck on trying to focus on that, but yeah, 345. So this is what I've actually been using the most. I kind of go back and forth every now and then. If I'm in the mood, I'll use this one, but this is really my go-to, as you can see. So this is what I'm going to use. The brush I'm using is the Morphe E1. I don't think they sell this anymore, but it's basically just like a dense powder brush. So if you can find something similar, I'm sure Sephora, like the actual Sephora collection brushes, probably has something similar. But I'm just going to go in with this and kind of set, mostly focusing on the areas that I didn't bake, but also kind of overlapping, just so that everything is nice and smooth. And I'm literally scraping this powder. Probably something else that I need to re-up on. But truthfully, as long as there's product in here, I'm going to be trying to get it out before I go and purchase another one. But yeah, this powder, so good. I use this in the summer, in the, like literally all seasons. I use this powder. It is top tier. Easily top 2 favorite powders, and I don't even know if it's number 2, honestly. It might be my number 1 favorite, just all over face powder. So this is how the face is looking. In my head, I literally thought very demure. But yes, it's just looking very, you know, clean, evened out, kind of flat. So we're gonna bring back, you know, some dimension. Yeah, dimension to the face. So for that, I'm gonna use bronzer, and I'm using this one from Charlotte Tilbury. I have fallen back in love with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. I have mine in the shade number 3. First of all, look at this pan. I have been using this so much, and I haven't even hit pan on it. I haven't put a dent in it, really, it feels like. It's just such a good bronzer. This brush is the Morphe R14, and I'm just going to use that to really bronze the face. I'm not really contouring, to be honest, but just kind of going in and adding those shadows and dimension back to the skin. Gonna go down on my jawline, around my chin, and then obviously do the same to the other side. And I kind of just go back and forth with this until I feel like I like how it looks. So yeah, just trying to mimic like the natural shadows that my skin has when I don't have makeup on. Same with the highlight, trying to mimic like the natural kind of places that the sun would hit the face. So yeah, and I'm doing like a mixture of like sweeping, lightly sweeping, because I don't want to pick up anything underneath, but lightly sweeping, and then also patting to just blend and buff everything together. And then instead of getting another brush, I just pinch this one together to do my nose, like so. Do a little bit underneath, on the side, okay, like so. And then I am going to switch brushes to like a big fluffy brush, like this one. This is the Morphe E45. And I'm just going to put some bronzer on my eyelid. This is like a quick, easy way to like tie everything together without having to take out an eyeshadow palette, because truthfully, especially when I'm traveling, I'm trying to like minimize the amount of things that I'm packing. I try to bring things that have like multiple uses. And actually, honestly, my most recent trips, I've been taking this, but when I went on my cruise, I took this, and this is limited edition, so you know, I kind of hate to show it because you can't get it, or I don't know if you can find it on the Fenty website. You might be able to find it on the, actually, if you can find it, I'm going to link it for you guys down below, because I'm saying it's limited edition, but for some reason I'm feeling like maybe it's not. But yeah, it just looks like this on the inside. It has 2 shimmers and then bronzer shades. I like this because, again, if you're going like to a beach or something like that and you're going to be tanning, it's useful to have these shades that you can kind of mix and match together to customize your shade as your shade is changing. So when I'm going on vacation, I take this. When I'm just going to like, you know, just traveling, like for example, my nephew turned 5 and he had like a super cute bowling party. So we went and stayed overnight. So that was something I had to take this for. And then what else? There was something else we traveled for. I don't remember. But it wasn't like vacation. It was just like a couple nights, like 2 nights or something overnight. And so I just brought this because I wasn't concerned about needing to potentially match a different complexion by the time I came home. But if you are going on vacation, I highly recommend bringing products, like I mentioned earlier with the concealers, for example, bringing products that you can kind of mix and match to customize your shade if you're going to be out in the sun. So yeah, just bringing it into the inner corner, buffing it into the front of the brow. And yeah, it's like not a whole lot, but I feel like it just ties everything together. Okay, so next up is blush. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I've been using this. If you have this, this is what I would recommend. This is the Jaclyn Cosmetics Rouge Romance Matte Blush Palette. I know that this isn't available anymore because she did shut down her brands, but if you are somebody that has this palette, then you know you could pull it out. Or if you have like a MAC blush palette, or really any blush palette, whatever blushes you like, you can pull out. If I'm trying to go a little bit like less bulky on the packaging, this is another one that I pulled out. This one is from e.l.f. This is in the shade Always Rosy. You really can't go wrong, I feel like, with just like a pinky toned blush. So I had that in my bag as well. But most times, like especially if I'm going to be gone for an extended period of time, I'm probably bringing this or another blush palette. So I'm going to dip into Fancy Pants, Pretty Posh, and Tempting up here. So this one, this one, this one. I'm just going to mix the 3 of them together and then apply that on the cheeks for blush today. I really want to try out the Dior blushes, which I know, I actually don't know how much they are. I was going to say they're pretty pricey. I'm sure they're probably pricey in comparison to, you know, something from Ulta or an affordable blush. But I've been hearing, like, people have been talking about those blushes for months and months and months. And I kind of just want to try it out for myself. I saw one of the girls that I follow, she posted herself using it for the first time. And she was just saying how, like, beautifully it blurred her face and her pores. But honestly, I mean, I feel like my face is pretty blurred as well. So not that you need to run out and buy an expensive blush, but I kind of just want to try it out. Same thing I did with my contour brush. I'm just going to pinch this and run this on my eyelid just to blend everything together. And then last but not least, for the face, I'm going to go in with highlight. This is the only highlighter that I have been using all summer long. If you don't have this, I highly recommend. These came out this year. This is the Fenty Demi Glow highlighter, and I have mine in the shade Yum Rum, which looks like this. Girl, focus. There we go. So yeah, that's what it looks like. I love, love, love these. Well, this highlighter, I only got one. I think rose gold or like rose tone highlighters just look really good on my complexion. And you guys see, and I barely tapped into this. I posted a short on this when I got it. Just like showing my first impressions when I was using it. And yeah, I literally haven't picked up another highlighter all summer because why? Like this? Yes, absolutely. So the face is pretty much done. The only thing I'm going to do is just go in with my powder puff. I'm not going to add any more powder to it, but I'm just going to run it right along. And it's like barely really doing anything, but it's doing just enough because I don't really want to like chisel my cheeks. But I do want to kind of clean it up a little bit underneath there. Then I'm going to set the face. So when I am traveling, like I said, I normally have like little travel, like I have my travel one size, but I'm home. So I'm just going to use my full size setting sprays. One size, of course, never leave the house without it. And my Charlotte Tilbury. This is about to drive me nuts. Normally, this focuses like no problem. I don't know if it's the angle or I just have a lot of stuff going on in the background. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to use this one first. And I always do like a test spray because, girl, we don't want to mess up all of our hard work. Okay, first spray. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my, what am I trying to say? Mascara before, before I set with this. This is going to be my final setting spray. So for that, I'm going to comb out my lashes. And then for mascara, I've been loving these two mascaras together. You literally cannot go wrong with these two. This is like the dream team, dream combo. I am just obsessed with these. So you guys can see my lashes before. Okay. I'm going to go in with my little, it's called a brow comb and brush. I use it for my lashes. This is from e.l.f. And I'm going to comb out my lashes first just to separate them and, you know, prep them for the mascara. I find that when I do this, my lashes just come out so much better once I put the mascara on. And then I'm also going to curl my lashes. I'm using this lash curler from Shiseido. So I'm going to use this. You guys have probably heard people talking about how amazing this lash curler is, and I do not disagree. I like to lift my eyelid up because I have hooded lids, and if I just go straight in with the lash curler, it always pinches like my actual skin. So I like to actually lift my lid so I can get right up to that root and curl my lash. Obviously, same thing on the other side. Okay, bam. And then I'm going to go in with the mascara. So I'm going to go in first with the Benefit They're Real mascara. This one is actually They're Real Magnet, but I like both this one and the original. So I'm going to go in with this one first as like my first coat. And this is basically going to like separate the lashes, lengthen the lashes, and like I said, just give like the first coat, and then we'll go in with the other one to give the volume. And make sure you really get in there at the root. Like, you know, jiggle it at the root and then kind of pull the brush out so that the full lash is getting coated. Okay, so you see the difference already? I don't know if you can like really see, but this eye versus this eye. And sometimes if I just want like a very natural lash look, I'll just stop here. But I'm gonna do the other eye and then I'll do the other mascara and show you guys the difference. Okay, So first coat on. Now I'm going to go in with the YSL, what is this called? The Lash Class mascara. I have more of them over here. That's how much you know I love this mascara. And also shout out to them because every now and then they will send me like PR of this mascara, so they keep me stocked as well. But yeah, this is the Lash Clash mascara in the shade Black. So I'm going to go right on top of that first mascara and just add a little bit more depth to the lashes, a little bit more volume, and just give them a second coat. Okay, look at my lashes. Hopefully the camera, okay, you can really see here. Yes, absolutely love these two together. So if you're looking for like a good mascara combination or just a good mascara in general, you could use the two of these by themselves, but I just like to mix the two of them together because they kind of do different things in my opinion. But yeah, if you have these two, try them out together. Or again, like I said, if you're looking for like a lengthening mascara and it gives some volume, then I would recommend this one. If you're looking for something that is going to give you like lots and lots of volume, I would recommend this one. But I'm going to go in with the Benefit one for my lower lashes, and then we'll do the lip. Okay, so let's get into the lip. I'm going to be using these two lip liners. This is the One Size and the Makeup Forever. One Size I have in the shade, what shade is this? Rent Dew. And then Makeup Forever is in Limitless Brown. So I'm going to line my lips first with One Size. It's a little bit lighter. And then just add a little bit of this on the perimeter. And then we'll go in with the lipstick. Okay. So that's how the One Size one looks by itself. Then I'm going to add a little bit of this. Just a little. Kind of just to accentuate the lip shape. And then for lipstick, I'm going in with this one from MAC. This is in the shade Spirit. Kind of like a perfect everyday like go-to lip color. Kind of like a brownish nude, which you can see. Goes with everything. So it's a good color for travel because it literally matches everything. And then last but not least, actually before I spray my face, I'm going to go in with this Q-tip and just kind of clean up anywhere that I got extra mascara on my eyelid, which literally happens every time. So just clean that up. Okay, perfect. And if you kind of messed up your lashes when you were doing that, I like to just go back in with this one because it has, the bristles are like really stiff, and I can kind of just reposition my lashes and try not to get mascara on my eyelid again. There we go. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to set my face, like I said, with the One Size. Okay, so makeup is literally locked and loaded, as you can see. I mean, get into the skin. No filter, natural lashes. It's really eating. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out what I'm going to wear. Oh, this is my little travel all-nighter, and I just keep refilling this. I'm trying to see if there's anything else in here that I did not talk about, because obviously when you travel you have like tons of essentials that you include, and I want to make sure that I tell you guys everything. Tweezers, of course, these are from Anastasia. This powder, if you know, you know, the Urban Decay all-nighter. I don't go anywhere without this. Like, even in everyday life, I have multiples of those that I keep on me. I also have these lippies in here, the Fenty Sweet Mouth lip gloss and the YSL Rouge Shine in the shade 44. Just a nice like pinky everyday shade. Obviously, you want to have options when you're traveling. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I had these little Falscara lash glue for like lash clusters. But besides that, that is pretty much all. Oh, and this pencil sharpener. This is from Sephora. One of the best pencil sharpeners I have ever owned. Top tier if you're looking for a good pencil sharpener. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it as far as my travel essentials. I put everything back in the bag because I realized I probably need to take a picture for a thumbnail. But I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, figure out what I'm going to wear. And then I'll come back. I'm also going to brush my hair down. Yeah, I'm probably not going to do much to it. Just brush it down because it needs to be washed. And then I'll come back, show you guys my outfit, fragrance, all the things. And then we'll get ready to get out of here. I think I'm going to vlog on my phone because, oh, one more thing for travel. This mirror, super flat. And then it opens up like this. And then it has a light on it. It might be dead. Oh, no, it's on the back. So you turn it on, and then you have different, like, warmths that you can use. And you can set this up, you know, wherever on a table in your hotel or whatever. Use this bottom part to, like, sit stuff on, makeup, brushes, whatever. And then I like this because you can adjust it, as you can see. You can adjust it, and however it is that you adjust it, it will stay like that, which is perfect, especially when you're traveling because you never know what the situation is going to be. You have a rough idea, but you know what I mean. Like where you'll need to set up to do your makeup when you're out of town. So I got that this summer before I went on my cruise, and that's like the only mirror that I travel with. It's small, compact, and it's actually efficient for what I need it for. But yeah, is that everything? I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anything, guys, because this was like a requested topic, so I want to make sure that I cover everything. I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. So anyways, child, let me go get dressed, and then I'll come back and show you guys what we're wearing. All right, y'all, so I just finished getting dressed. This is how we are looking. I'll give you a quick rundown of the fit. It's nothing too crazy, just cute and comfy. We're going to a baseball game. So the earrings that I have on, I believe, are from H&M. These are just the necklaces that I always wear. This Fayy necklace, and then this Louis Vuitton lock. This is actually an inspired necklace. Then this top I have on is a button down from Shein. My shorts I think are actually from TJ Maxx. I looked at the tag when I put them on, and it doesn't look like anything that I remember. So I believe these are from like TJ Maxx, Marshalls type situation. And then for my shoes, I'm actually wearing my Sambas. I'll show you those in a second when I drop the camera down. I just have on my Apple Watch with my band from Amazon. And then I have on my Pandora, Cartier inspired, and this tennis bracelet from Amazon. I'll try to remember to link everything for you guys down below. I think I'm just going to take this wristlet from Coach because I was looking at the bag policy, and it basically says absolutely no bags unless it's for like diaper bags or like a medical emergency situation. So surely they don't mean absolutely no bags because you have to have things. So I'm just going to take this and hopefully it'll be fine. For my fragrance, I'm going to be wearing these two. So 7 Virtues, which has been my go-to, and then I'm gonna wear the Fleur Not Your Baby. This one is very fresh, powdery kind of vibes, and I feel like since we're gonna be outside, giving fresh, clean, powdery vibes is kind of the move. So I'm gonna mix the two of these together. Okay, so I dropped you down and move the camera back a little bit. Let me, oh, I think the brightness is adjusting, so hopefully you'll be able to see. Okay, yeah, so I have my Sambas wristlet. This is kind of the vibes that we're giving. I think I'm also going to vlog on my phone because, again, the whole bag policy situation is not giving bring your camera. So I think I'm just going to bring my phone and vlog on that. And yeah, I think that's it. So let's go to our first Braves game. Come with me to my first Braves game. If you're looking for something fun to do this fall, I would highly recommend going to an Atlanta Braves game. I'm not a huge baseball fan, but one of my coworkers was unable to go and offered us tickets, and I was not about to pass up on the opportunity. The stadium is located just outside Atlanta. The weather this day was top tier, and our seats were chef's kiss. I wanted to get the full experience, so we got a pretzel, which no shade, but it was dry, would not recommend, and the universe was really looking out because we ended up getting our burgers for free. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but the game actually held my attention, and there were a lot of entertaining things to see between innings. The Braves ended up winning, which was the cherry on top, and baby, these people were too turned to see them win. Apparently, this is called the night chop, so this is us trying to look like we know what's going on, child. But the fireworks were a nice touch to celebrate. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Oh yeah, and this was my outfit. Okay, bye! Hey y'all, so we're back home. It is 11:49. I am exhausted. I'm not even gonna hold you. I was falling asleep in the car on the way back home, but going to my first Braves game was such an experience. I highly recommend it if you've never been. It was such a great game. They were playing the Phillies. I don't know a ton about baseball, but it was, like I said, a really great game. Apparently, that's like one of their major rival teams. They won, so it was great to just like be able to experience the excitement and just all the vibes in the stadium. And then also, obviously, being able to experience like them actually winning and everything that came with that. So we had a great time. Like I said, I would highly recommend if you've never been. I did want to pop on real quick before I wash my face and just show you guys how the makeup held up. I didn't do any touch-ups outside of just like dabbing with a tissue on my face. But besides that, this is how the face is looking. So, you know, like I said, this is my go-to face, one of my go-to faces for the summertime, especially when I'm wanting something a little bit lighter on the skin. And as you can see, it held up really nicely, and it was like 90 degrees today. We also walked like from where we parked to get like through the stadium and actually to our seats. It was almost a mile, so we had to walk there and back both ways. And obviously, well, you may or may not know, but the Truist Park Stadium is open. So we were out in the elements for the whole game, which lasted like 8, 9, 10, like 3.5 hours. So yeah, I'll have all the products obviously that I use on my face listed and linked for you guys down below. And I think that's going to be it for this vlog, because I think tomorrow I'm going to get up and just film some other content. So I just wanted to make sure I popped on here and closed out the vlog for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Let me know what your favorite part of the vlog was, and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.